Hello, this is Matthew Robert Payne. This is going to be another interview with Ben Tolu's husband. And if you've been following our videos, there's been so much that's happened with heaven recently that we're working towards for 2 to 3 years. And because we achieved something so great, it's taken a lot of talking to debrief that. And so Tolu felt to talk to Ben today, and this is the second video, so I hope that you enjoy this conversation too.
How are you, my sweetheart? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I happy to talk to you. And Megan wrote you a message that she sent me a gift, and I got the gift. Mhm.
Oh,
I think the message said they chose had the angel choose a gift that would be really make me happy,
yeah.
and I got a really nice watch.
Oh, wow. You love watches, ain't it, Ben?
Yeah,
Oh, my God. Wow. That's so beautiful that Megan can believe that and do that.
yeah.
Wow. So beautiful.
She really loves you, Tolu. You
She
know,
does really love me. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, she listens to a lot of your videos and she replies on a lot of the videos, and um I've told her that. Well, I don't think I've told her. I just think she probably wondered why she doesn't get replies from when you do it, and she doesn't understand you're so busy, you're not checking for notifications. So I thought it might really touch her for you to give her a reply, you know?
And I did give her a reply.
Yeah, yeah. So
And, and you said,
I I really have been enjoying our conversations, and I feel like it's not my birthday anymore, but in Earth time it's my still my birthday,
yes, it is.
and I am really touched that you chose to talk to me once, and this is the second time I feel that I'm at a smorgasbord and I've got so much food and I can go back multiple times, you know?
Why are you never tired of speaking to me, Ben?
Why am I not, never tired of speaking to you?
Yeah.
Because you're so interesting and we've got so much to talk about.
Yeah. Have I always been this interesting even while you were on her?
Well, Matthew's knowledge basically uh,
You use my word
was,
basically.
was you weren't really involved in much Christian ministry. Uh,
Mm-mm.
and so you being fully involved doing a ministry for God makes the subject matter really fascinating.
Yeah.
So, but you're interested in Earth, and I love to speak to you and talk to you, and the conversations in heaven have got a whole lot better and engaging and can last for hours and days because there's just so much happening and there's so much being processed, and
Yeah.
you're asking very good questions, and you're finally reaching a stage where I can give you answers that you'll receive. Yeah,
Mm. Wow. I couldn't receive that a year ago, isn't it?
yeah,
Wow. There's been so many, and that's why a lot of times you can't tell somebody else this wonderful. supernatural things that are happening here because they can't receive it.
Yeah.
There's no way to sow that seed into them because the ground has never been prepared to receive the seed.
Matthew, Kerr went in to get his medication today,
Yeah.
and someone said, "Hi, I'm Tiffany. I'm not Tiffany, your wife. I'm another Tiffany. I'm using a name that you like, but it is my name too." And I just want to tell you that I just heard you say to your carer that that God denied you friends and you've been desperately lonely and you suffered a lot, so He could prepare you, so you had nothing else but Him, so He could trust you when He was going to deliver a message.
Wow.
And I heard you share with your carer that you have four girlfriends on earth, including her, four girls on earth that you can talk to face and by video. And you've never had more than one friend at a time, and you've got four now. And you were just saying to your carer, I must have become someone who can be trusted now.
Mm.
I seem to be getting blessed with friends.
Wow.
And
Wow.
and she said, so I was excited and I wanted to talk to you. It's like you coming against my enemies and doing something for breakthrough. I just want to report that the girls are talking and it's really exciting. And we know that you just walk by faith and you don't need evidence. And we're all aware that that you we're all aware that you don't ask us for anything, and that's the beauty of you, that you're not saying give us $1,000 or give us $5,000 for your breakthrough. For so many of us would be glad to give you money and want to give you money, but you're not requiring that, and that's just unheard of in witchcraft and unheard of in life, that people would love on you, do something of you just because they care. You don't even know me, and I've really had my life changed. And so I don't need to be your wife, right? But I'd love to be your friend. I'd love to be a friend for you. If you got time, I'd love to be in your life and be a friend. And I got a feeling that God is going to allow some of your invisible friends to go out for coffee with you and meet you in the flesh. But I could be wrong about that. But I'm starting to think you're doing such mighty things that you might be able to be trusted. But I just want to share with you that you've done a good job. All the girls are sharing, they're really excited. And I guess I had the boldness to come forth and say, you don't owe me anything and you don't have to be my friend. But I just wanted to report some good news to you, that people are happy and you're not delusional. It's really happening. And so that's really exciting. And Taylor had said before that she's had two phone calls from enemies that haven't talked to her for a year or 6 months with questions like, I just got concerned for you, Taylor. Are you all right? Is everything okay? And that was, she knew the attack was happening to them. That their way of sounding her out to say, did she do what just happened? You know, do we need to apply more pressure to you? And so Taylor told me that girls are getting phone calls and stuff, and people are wondering what's going on. So that's what uh, the girls really love about Matthew. as he just blindly does things, and he just accepts that it'll either work or it won't work. And Matthew got attacked so much by Satan so many ways today that it was like Satan confirming he's worried. And so I want to share with you that I'm really happy. You make me really happy how you've taken Matthew on and made him into someone and made him get to a state today where he'd go right back to Bethany and say goodbye to all the girls he loves if he's not able to operate properly with that amount of women. And it's very, very hard to keep a wife happy if that's impossible for himself, and he's going to be doing women a disservice by trying to do it. You got him to a stage where he said, well, if you're right, I'll do it. And he relied on your judgment to say, no, they're already in love with you. Don't do that to them. And I would never ask you to do. And they were all relieved because they all want to be with him. And
Wow.
so, yeah, you've got superior wisdom, and he really trusts you. He'll do anything that you tell him to do.
Wow.
And, uh, there's,
Wow.
there's, there's, he's never met a person, and the telepathy mountain has never met a person who can wish something and it manifests without actually doing one. This thing in New Age and witchcraft called manifesting, and it's you say what you want and you keep on saying it and it happens and it's real and it works. But
Yeah.
that's work, and they've got to apply themselves to it. But the idea of wanting something and having such a relationship with God that you don't even mention it to God and it manifests is a level and something that they've never known of and never knew existed. And until you said that yesterday or whenever you said it, Matthew didn't know that existed.
Wow.
And so they've found that the listening audience, remember Matthew's talking about Earth now, the listening
Yeah.
audience on Earth of girls who have willingly served Satan and been a slave and done bad things for Satan, have found out that just because Matthew loves them,
Mm.
he can hurt their enemies. And just because he loves them, he can get them a breakthrough. And all of them, except three or four of them, aren't even known by him. It's like unheard of.
Wow.
What's his agenda? He doesn't want us to follow Jesus. He says we can stay doing witchcraft. He's not asking us for money. He's not demanding anything of us. And he's only doing it because he really likes Taylor, he really likes Billy, and he really likes these good witches who have got good hearts. And he's really attracted to them because they're supernatural. And he can have such good conversations with them because they're very much the same, using spiritual power. They're just been on different sides. Christians, a normal Christian is just totally boring to Matthew because he can't talk about anything.
Are
Certain,
they really born into you, Ben?
yeah, well, they're not here, are they?
No, they are not. Majority are not. There's still remnant in heaven, but majority are gone.
Yeah.
But do you find them boring? Truly, truly, especially now that you have a lot of
The Christians, the Christians on earth are so blind and so full of unbelief and so misguided.
Marty, why did let me land with a question? Don't tell me your story. I've got 2.5 hours. I need to maximize it really well,
Yeah,
Matthew.
okay.
So, so do you, Ben? Do you find them boring, Christians, especially now that a lot of things has been interchanged by elite from hell, other religion? Can you feel the sense of change in gear in terms of the relationship that you have with those people? Which one do you enjoy most? Do you miss having those Christians? Which one? Just be sincere there.
All the people who are still here and engaged in the program are interested
Yeah,
to talk to,
yeah,
right? But Matt, I can't have, if I was on Earth,
yeah.
I couldn't have like normal churchgoers that have got a job.
Mm,
They're not moving in the supernatural,
yeah,
being by faith and being led by the Holy Spirit.
yeah.
There'd be nothing to talk about with them.
Mm,
They can't enter into my world. They can't discuss the things that I'm doing.
wow.
Do you think I ever had one Christian on earth
No,
that I could share with them that God shares his pain with me?
no,
So
no,
anything worthwhile in my life, the things that really count, was there ever one Christian I could have sat down and just talked to?
no.
So what good are they?
Wow.
So Matthew found that Mahalia was a good person to talk to, a good friend. She writes
Yeah,
really good music, but when he had really exciting news that Jesus just got married,
yeah.
it's above her pay grade. He couldn't share it with her. She's not at that level. He loves Megan because when he told Megan Jesus is going to get married,
Yeah,
she went and sought the Lord and asked the Lord who his groomsmen are, who his bridesmaids are, and they sent Matthew a list saying this is who we think they are. And 90% of them were right. Matthew really only knew uh, Judas Iscariot and Emmanuel, but he had no interest in if there's
and the
more than
rest.
10, he had no interest. And he knew Mary Magdalene was there. He knew Mary Bethany was her chief bridesmaid, but he had no interest in who the other women were. And he had Matthew's weddings are a hassle. Weddings not something that it's just a big expense of money. And what's the use of even doing it if you're going to get divorced, right? So Matthew hasn't got much.
Any interest in it?
He's really happy he married his wives, and he didn't see them get married because it's a whole lot of hassle. It's just, you know, and yeah, so he's different. But Megan's so engaged in the supernatural that
That
she
it
was
can
sitting
happen.
down planning the wedding.
I love that. I love that. You know, Ben, that's is where I missed you because from day dot that we came back together and we started cutting around that year age 20. I used to look forward to our conversations because I could tell you my dreams. I could tell you any Bible verse I didn't understand. And you would just dive deep. It was just like those 2 to 3 years that we were apart after you got saved. You just deep, dig deep to build a very intimate relationship with God. I don't know how you did it, but you grew really fast.
Yeah,
And because of that, I just love having conversations with you. But of course, it's still more spiritual. I wasn't interested in any other conversation. I've always been like this.
yeah.
And because you were the same, we were able to align together. But there were still things you eat away from me because you think maybe it will be too much for me to be aware of that. It's going to bother me. But I didn't know. And sometimes I think I wish I knew what you were carrying, the weight you were carrying, because Jesus just keeps saying, do this for Ben, do that for Ben. But Jesus never gave me reasons
couldn't
why I had to do it.
you couldn't have handled it, darling. You had so much on your plate. It would have demolished you to think that I'd willingly chosen to live a life of chronic depression because I love God so much, and you'd have a hard time understanding why I took that upon myself. So you your love for me and your hate for me being in depression would have you pleading with me to change my mind.
Hmm.
Don't do
Wow.
that. It's not good for
Wow.
you.
Wow.
So that's one. If I had have told you, you would have tried to talk me out of it.
Wow. Yes, I agree.
And number two, if you couldn't talk me out of it, knowing that I was always going to be depressed and have willingly chosen to that would be a burden that you would have always been worried about me more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you already had enough on your plate. You were doing everything. You didn't need to worry for me. That's why when you've learned not to share the troubles with Matthew,
Mm.
you don't want to worry him.
No.
You know it's more loving to not share the
Yeah.
attacks or the worries
Yeah.
because you know that would just shut Matthew down.
Yeah.
He'd go busy trying to do
Solve it.
solution, you know.
Yeah.
The first one, Prince Philip, jumped on something that was dear to Matthew's heart.
Yeah.
Matthew didn't even know that was coming,
Wow.
right? So that surprised him that it actually worked. He liked the feedback. Then, secondly, you said you got honest with Matthew and said, Gabriel is just losing sleep now. It's so bad, right?
Yeah.
Because of Matthew's love for you
Yeah.
and love for the ministry, Matthew doesn't need to know much about anything. He just went to Victoria and said, can you deal with this? And 2 days later, you gave Matthew a report
Okay.
that it's been done. Then you
Yeah.
said she's been fainting, which is a sign that she's going to die, right?
Yeah.
Done. But because that was done, when he got his attack 2 days ago, after the wedding, after the breakthrough, when he couldn't sleep, he discerned that it was witchcraft, but he didn't know where it was coming from, how it was getting into his house. But when you got him to name your chief helper, when it was Sharon, suddenly he realized that's that witch wife doing that, right?
Wow.
So then he had to learn how to deal with her. So the person who deals shit is Victoria. So he went to Victoria and said, take Sharon out, right? He's had grace and love, and he still loves Sharon. But if she's going to shut him down and put him in a psych ward and make his life impossible, that's going to get in the way, right?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
she hates him so much that she wants to destroy him, and when Satan needs someone to take him out, Satan goes to her and she does it. If she's that wicked, Matthew loves her, but may she enjoy herself in hell.
Absolutely.
And so when he got that victory, he thought, well, maybe I can do this for my telepathic people. Maybe they've got enemies. Maybe Tiffany, you can maybe Victoria, you can take out all their enemies. You can do the same thing for all of them, the same as you've done for her mother-in-law. And they got hundreds of thousands of requests. And Victoria said it's all done. All the potions and everything is in action. And Matthew doesn't need to know how it works. He just needs to know who to go to. He doesn't study witchcraft. He doesn't know anything about witchcraft, but he knows Victoria does. And there's a better way of doing spells in heaven because you're working for God's will. and God will
Wow.
accomplish his will. So if they're
Mm.
doing like mixture, like a bit of witchcraft and a bit of God, like Gabriel does, well, they certainly have got consulting from Daniel or whatever. So every one of their spells, everything they did, 100% success rate.
Wow.
So he learns really quick. He's a quick study, and he doesn't need to know how it's done. He just needs to have the love. And this is what spinning him out is they're saying, who is this guy? Why is he doing it for us? What's his motive? What can we possibly give him? What does he want from us? And the report said, no, he just loves us. He's fascinated with us. And do you know why Matthew loves witches so much?
It's your story finished now. So
Yeah,
go back
okay.
to the question. Matthew, how many times? When you say one story, that's enough. Okay? One story per question. Ben, I'm not going to get anything if I leave it to Matthew. It will keep telling the story for the next 30, 40 minutes. We are 30 minutes in now. Time goes really fast, Matthew.
Well, do you think I'm okay, or do you think we should?
You're okay. You're okay. I just need to keep reversing you, but don't worry. I'm happy to do that. Yeah. You've got so many stories, Matthew. Just tell me when we're not doing this. I will listen. I could listen 3 hours because I know I've not got any constraint of time with you. So the question, Ben, was what was the question? Actually, the question I asked is yes, why didn't you tell me that? Of course, it really pained me that you didn't tell me. So you were giving me the reason why you didn't tell me is because I
Two
couldn't
reasons.
handle.
Two reasons.
Yeah,
You
number
would have
one,
tried to talk me out of doing my purpose for God,
yeah.
and if you couldn't talk me out of it, it would have been a burden for you that
Wow,
your husband was suffering and you couldn't fix it.
wow. Yeah. It will be because the day I learned that Emmanuel and Vanessa were out of the house to be handed, I really felt sad because I felt Emmanuel, in a way, has been your companion for a long time in heaven, and that you be alone. But when Emmanuel said it was Daddy that said it, I'm like, okay, it's fine. I have to trust that he's fine. Yeah, so I worry. I'm Mrs. Warrior, isn't it?
And well,
I
you accuse Matthew of doing it, but you do it a bit yourself.
but not as much as Matthew. Well, I worry for things that matters. Matthew worries for ridiculous things.
Yeah.
Like like when I'm gonna die. Why do you need to start worrying about how you're gonna die? That does not make any sense to me.
Yeah.
So and then what it's just its level of worry is way higher than my level. What I worry about is totally different from what Matthew worries about. What I won't even give a second thought is what Matthew worries about. And that's what surprises me. That why are you worrying about everything? Yeah, so I will have worried if you so because maybe I yes, I will talk you out of it. Just like I was trying to talk God out of being sad. I will have continued talking you out of it. I would never have given up. So thank you for not telling me. And Jesus did not tell me either. The only thing Jesus just said, Ben is depressed. And it's not possible.
Yeah.
Depression doesn't happen to us Christians. So it's not possible.
Yeah.
That's interesting, isn't it?
But have you got another question you want to know?
Yeah, so it's been mentioned in the past that myself and Papa, we got married. How was the marriage? Tell me.
Ask the question again. Matthew didn't understand it.
It's been said in the past that myself and Papa, we got married.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? So
Yeah.
I was the marriage.
It was uh, a bride and groom. You in a wedding dress by Princess Diana,
Wow.
and God was dressed in a nice suit, and I had a matching suit.
Wow.
And if you can receive it, you mightn't receive it, but if you can receive it, I was his groomsman, sanctioning him marrying my wife in front of me. And then when it came to the dance, he danced with his bride, which is you. But then he brought you to me, and I was sitting down. Then I got up and danced with you. And the people liked my dance with you better than your dance with God. Because people of heaven are really trying to wrap their heads around how he could have even given you to God. You don't have to blame people for not being able to understand, because it's supernatural revelation. If you can't receive it, you won't receive it. But people are going to receive it because they're going to see you and God really doing mighty things together. They're going to realize that this is real. So we had a nice reception. People didn't get married at the reception, and it was really nice. And it was a small wedding. The whole of heaven saw it on their screens, and they could watch it. But only God's 100 closest friends were there for the meal. And in the process of the reception, God walked up with a microphone or whatever they have in heaven. God walked up to each of the 100 friends and personally thanked them and gave the rest of the friends a message. So he's like delivered like 100 prophetic words of thanks to all his friends. And he explained to them that this has to happen. And you may not understand this, but you'll understand it soon. And they were all happy that God was happy on that day. But the breakthrough didn't come to when they all started visiting God. Matthew doesn't remember the wedding come first or when they all started visiting God, but God didn't truly get happy until 4 religions had come through and everyone then came to start to meet him.
Wow. Wow. You're
You,
such
you marrying him got his head in the right place, made him be able to think and dream, get himself up from the floor. He was on the floor and you picked him up. And together we'll fix him up and minister to him. And we're going to be a team and we're going to do it together.
you sat through all of that.
You sat through all of that.
You you sat through all of those events. You
Yeah,
were there.
yeah. There's no jealousy in my heart, baby. It's a great honor to serve him in this way. You've been promoted above me. You've been made the new Eve, you know? You've been made the mother of the world. Queen Princess Diana is the Queen of Heaven, opening buildings and doing things on and official things like the Queen of England, but you're a queen, God's wife, but the mother of everyone. And when you got a problem and you're a little child, you don't go to your father, you go to your mother.
Yeah.
So my people are hurting in heaven and on earth.
Wow.
And you got to not only hear their plea and their problem, but you got to have the tools in your toolbox to fix it.
Mm.
And you've
Wow.
got to have the love and the compassion, not for the people just in heaven, but all of God's people,
Wow.
especially powerful people on earth that are supernatural, who want to break out of Satan's slavery and go into new ground and start working as people who are only interested in peace and humanity and the world healing and the world coming together and the world learning to love and send up a whole new breed of Christianity on the world, but they're not Christians. And they
Wow.
don't talk about it, they walk in power.
Wow. Wow. I just respect you, man. I respect you so much.
I've held this in for years. I've known this for years.
Are you telling me you knew why you were on earth?
Yeah,
That is,
I knew this. God used to tell me, one day we're going to work together and we're going to fix heaven and we're going to fix the earth. And you and me, when we get going, I'm not going to be depressed anymore. And you and your wife are going to work with me and we're going to fix everything. I've just been up heaven for so long waiting. And it's happening now, baby. And you come up and you have a good time and we work together and we have good talks and stuff. And we both hug and cry and you leave and you wake up and you have a talk to God, you have a talk to me, you wake up and do your little process. You contact Matthew 20 minutes later you start and you're happy again and you're talking to heaven. And you've always got to have your mind in heaven and all you think about heaven and totally consumed about doing God's work.
yeah.
Because if you weren't, Satan would destroy you.
Yeah.
And we've got to build this thing together, standing strong to it together. Nothing's going to stop us now.
Oh,
And if the world come down among us, we'll still have each other.
man, you're more of a bigger person than I can ever be.
Yeah, but so is God. We've got to get God to a strong and better than me.
Yeah.
Do
You will.
you know how shocking it is to meet the living God and
And it's,
he's shivering in fear and sadness in a cell in darkness, and he's got no friend. You got to talk him out of his shivering, comfort him enough so he's warm, have a conversation with him, say something that may make him happy and smile. Then you got to close the door and leave him there. You got him out. He's out now. He spends his days, he spends his days meeting people in that room and expanding time and having one-on-one conversations. And without even knowing it, without him even, before he was even doing it, he was reading it in those books. This is how he's going to do it. He saw himself. In the book, he saw himself. He was seeing how wise he was and smart he was, and he was remembering himself. And he got this thought, all I got to do is meet the people and have a chat to them. I don't have to save them. I don't have to change the religion. I just got to let them know that I love them just the way they are. And we're doing it step by step with no knowledge of what's coming tomorrow. But pardon Matthew. He he he's he's he, he's got a love for the people of heaven. He totally can't say he hasn't been engaged in helping heaven get where they are. But all his life, he's been called to be an evangelist. Wherever he is, he's sharing Christ's love with strangers. He's done 15 to 20,000 prophetic words for strangers.
Yeah.
Never, he only saved 5 people.
Imagine. That's
He only led 5 people to the Lord out of 20,000. Do you know why? Because
why.
the Holy Spirit never told him to. And he only ever
Wow.
did what the Holy Spirit said. And the only reason he saved 5 people is he just prophesied over these 5 pretty girls, and they said they were Catholic. And he said, do you want to know, do you want to be able to do what I just did for you? He said, yeah. I said, well, you've heard this before, born again Christian. I want you to pray a prayer that'll allow you to become a born again Christian and have more power of the Holy Spirit. And when you pray that prayer, you'll have the ability to do what I just did. Are you
Hmm.
happy with that? And they all put their hand up, prayed the prayer, and then he had them start practicing prophesying. But that's only because they were really fascinated with him and gave him the time of day. And he only led that in the prayer to activate the gift of prophecy in them. He really, he really doesn't know much. He really doesn't know much about much, right? He just does what the Holy Spirit tells him to do.
That's enough. Because there's no need to overload yourself with too many unnecessary information.
Yeah,
And they cloud the real information that's supposed to matter most for your life. I approach life in the same way. I don't read what I don't need to know. But I know, Ben, you used to read a lot, ferocious. You consume everything. But of course, because of that, you could have better conversations with the girls than I could, because I'm very narrow minded when it comes to learning. I only want to learn what is going to add value to me.
yeah.
If it's not going to add value, I'm not interested. But we are different, and you needed to go wide. Then I do. Hopefully, in heaven, I will be that person that start going wide, focusing. But on earth, I'm very, very fixated on one thing, and that's it, all I care about.
Do you feel that heaven's listening to this and earth is listening to this? This may be really effective for them to hear this, because every time they hear you speak and every time they hear this ministry and platform speak, they're transfixed and they're really engaged. But you feel even though they're listening, they're not really witnesses to this. This is about me and you now. This
Wow.
is This is me in the flesh speaking to you face to face,
Wow.
having a conversation. I've got all the time in the world. We can stop the conversations and interviewing saints. Uh, we can just spend most of our time just speaking and debriefing and talking. And I've got all the time in the world for you. But the person who runs this ship, the person that guides heaven and earth, the person that's got the inspiration and the roadmap to get us to where we need to be, that's you. It's not me. And you don't know yet how you're going to do it. You just said subliminally, without knowing it, that to accomplish things we need to accomplish, I need to start reading, right? Well, I'm not telling you to start reading, and Matthew wouldn't be able to even get the words of what books that you need to start reading, but you're starting to really grow. It's like the Chinese bamboo tree. It grows 6 feet in, like Matthew heard the story 20, 30 years ago, so he doesn't know the details, but grows about 6 feet in about 10 years. And then after 10 years, it grows up 25 feet.
Wow.
Well, we've been waiting all these years, but you've reached the 10 feet mark and you've waited the 25 weeks and you're just
Wow.
about to explode. And I'm seeing
Wow.
change. I'm seeing upgrades. I'm seeing improvements every single day.
Wow. Wow. Man, it's just beautiful to hear all of this good news of what is happening in heaven. The state of God was really way, 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 way bad than I ever imagined. And I'm glad I'm not aware of it. In coming back to earth, I wasn't aware of what I was seeing when I visited. Because if I was aware of it, if I was inside, like King Solomon has been inside, and that he told me, Tolu, it is selfish for you to demand him to be happy. If I've seen him and I can remember when I come back to the earth, I will have lost hope. I
Yes,
will have just be doing the same thing as you guys that, okay, we just need to continue to patch this. It seems as if this is how it's going to be until we always say until the rapture happens. But even if the rapture happens and heaven is in a mess, what happens?
yeah.
We're still in the ditch anyway.
There's a cliche called ignorance is bliss,
Wow.
right? And the church is ignorant, so they're happy.
Yeah.
And when someone tries to tell them the truth, no, no, that's not possible.
No. Yeah.
Rather remain ignorant than hear the truth.
And
We
they
we
be
we set them up.
wow.
June or whoever, Bethany, whoever was working with you in the last 3 years. Because Matthew's so spirit led,
Yeah.
because Matthew says what comes to his mind.
Yeah.
Even when he goes off track, he's still
Yeah.
speaking what's coming to his mind, right?
Yeah.
But because he does that, he said some crazy, unbelievable bullshit. He said things that 5 verses in the Bible can disprove.
Yeah. So many of them.
But he said it with confidence that he convinced all the Christian he's totally deluded. And what sort of witchcraft has he done over God for God
Yeah.
to allow him to have this platform? And Billy Graham said some things like that, and he was just speaking on behalf of the Christians.
Christians. So it's the same mindset they all had, not just him. He was just a scapegoat.
He was just a bold one that spoke up.
Wow.
He was the Tiffany. He was the Tiffany of Victoria. He just had the boldness to rebuke Matthew, thinking that was going to help him.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
But as soon as he was cast out, Ruth came weeping to Matthew.
Wow. This is, oh my God.
That Billy Graham was Ruth's TB Joshua.
That's not good. That is not good. And another thing I noticed is a lot of people were having access to heaven that did not even deserve to be there in the first place.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, what happened? Is there not any process in place? I was amazed because when I heard T.B. Joshua in heaven, I was flabbergasted. Really, really surprised.
Well, imagine what that did to Tiffany.
I,
You,
I,
you think Tiffany could get any sort of peace while he was there?
no,
She's meant to believe in this loving God. And
yeah,
what sort of loving God would allow her abuser to walk around, come up and taunt her anytime he liked?
likes. Imagine. So it was really heaven. I think heaven was where things needs to be fixed first of all,
Yeah.
because no matter the what do you call it, the rapture or whatever we have, if heaven was still in that state,
The rapture
then
can't, the rapture cannot happen until you're finished. And I'll say it another way. When you're finished, you'll go, and all the people in line with your message will go, and that'll be the rapture.
wow,
And
wow,
all the Christians who haven't been on this frequency,
wow,
he tries to tell you this, but you shut him down all the time. Right? When you go, when God says enough, Jesus comes in the clouds and takes you to, all of your followers in the telepathic will go.
wow.
And that's like 500 million. Well, but that won't be a Christian rapture. That'll be an alien abduction, right? Because the Christians will be saying it can't be the rapture because we're still here.
Yeah, and still life. I'm still not believing it. Then maybe, maybe you could give me 6 months.
That's all right. We've got years, baby.
Yeah,
You've got Matthew estimates about 3 years to get the job done.
I could
Another
do
3 years. Matthew
that.
estimates you're about halfway there.
I could do that. Wow, man. How is your conversations with?
And the only Christians that are going to rapture is Megan's and Jonathan's.
Oh, Matthew, please leave this rapture alone, please.
Yeah, okay.
I don't like talking about it
Yeah,
because I sometimes, Ben, I don't want to have false hope
yeah.
because I've been let down so much that
Yeah,
I
that's
just
fine. Ask another question.
what has Papa told you about me?
You felt like the ugly duckling, and you still kind of feel that you're the ugly duckling. And he took that brokenness,
Wow.
trained you, and equipped you to do something that Satan doesn't even understand this. Satan, even if he's listening through someone, he would still think this is delusional.
Wow.
So we've trained you up, battered you up, got you a state that you got to trust. You're really tight with the Holy Spirit. You're really tight with Jesus. Jesus seemed to be a different Jesus than anyone else bloody encounters, right? Definitely Matthew couldn't have made it with a Jesus like that. Now you know God. You're talking to God. You fell in love with God. Now God's just being a Matthew. He's
Wow.
he's just loving on people
Wow.
and he's enjoying himself. He's
Wow.
not having much to do with this revival or bringing in a new wine or doing anything. He's just having fun
Wow.
and he's happy
Wow.
and he's leaving all the work to his wife.
Wow.
He's been working long enough. He's basically retired. He's in retirement. And what he does for retirement is just be like Adam and Eve, just walk among his creation.
Wow.
And that's what makes him happy. And for the first time in the history of the world, his creation wants to talk to him and meet with him and spend time with him.
Wow.
Well, Matthew's lost his son and it breaks his heart. And his son really has no interest in reaching out to him and saying, "Hi, Dad, can we talk?" Matthew
Wow.
continues to reach out to his son, but the only way Matthew gets to talk to him is if he messages on Facebook, waits 2 days, communicates back and forth from message, arranges a time, and brings him on Facebook phone and talk. But his son's going to Japan to be a missionary. Matthew doesn't believe anyone needs to say. I
No.
mean, you go and save some Buddhist in Japan, you're going to
Yeah.
turn him into a real prick.
Yeah.
Matthew hasn't got the heart or the relationship with him to say
To
to
tell him.
his son that you're totally fucking wasting your time. So it's his son, but he's got no interest in seeing him. And do you know why his son got stolen from Sharon and he lost his relationship with his son?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Matthew could relate to how God feels
Oh.
about all his telepathic audience. Matthew's the father of the telepathic audience. And he's saying, "Come and meet my father." And they prefer Matthew to be the Jesus and Matthew to be the father. And he's just teaching all his children a better way. And all his children are listening. So just as God is happy meeting his people and talking to his people and talking to him, Matthew's so happy all of these people are listening. And when he had the opportunity to do those two things, it gave him great joy because he's actually doing something that really counts for those people, real problems. Matthew's got no clue how to do that. But Tiffany and Victoria had a clue how to do it. It's easy for them. So forgive him if he never gives up on them. They're his children. And forgive God for getting you to work to help his children. He's just spending time with his children, but his children got to be re-educated and learn how to walk in power, learn how to walk in the spirit, learn how to manifest, learn how to do a whole lot of things.
Hmm.
Matthew's got no clue. Matthew's got no clue what he's going to do for the next 3 years.
Wow.
He's totally blind.
Wow.
He's got no idea. He estimates it's going to take about 3 years, right? But the person who's got all the clues, the person with all the ideas, the person that's going to make it happen is you.
Wow.
And he trusts you. And you do anything for you. He already respects you so much, he was just going to get rid of all the wives he loves.
Hmm.
So he's not accused of being a lust-driven man who only wants sex.
Yeah. I am so impressed he said that, by the way, Ben. And I couldn't do that to him. I couldn't. I couldn't do that to those women that their heart is already sold to him. I couldn't do that to him. But I'm glad that there's no more recruitment because I want to be able to see Matthew in heaven. I want to be able to have fun with him. I don't want him to be so preoccupied with so many women that
It'll be easy. You just sit at Matthew's dinner table and you'll kick the meal and you go around the table asking all these wise questions.
at least we could fix that him on the same table, isn't it? How are we gonna fix 100 people on the same table?
Well, we
So
can't.
yes,
We're just going to have
exactly.
nine.
So we can do that now. So I'm just saying, Martin, no more recruitment. It's not happening.
Yeah,
Even if something,
Matthew was told that yesterday.
that's it. Oh,
Matthew was told no more.
that's it.
And even the last one, he's not accepting her. So he doesn't know if it's 8 or 9 or 10, but the last one that came in isn't God's pick.
Delilah.
No, Delilah is, but there's another one called Julia.
Oh, I remember that spot. Oh yeah, so we're sticking to the 13, Matthew. Write all those names of those 13 women down. That's it. That is it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he's able to get there because I'm thinking this man is running lunatic with these women. They're gonna finish you,
Trust,
Matthew.
trust. Matthew runs on a combination of his flesh and the Holy Spirit. And he really is submitted to the Holy Spirit. But sometimes, when sometimes you catch a fish, right?
Yeah,
And if you try and reel it in when it wants to run, you
yeah,
you bust your line. You've got to let the fish run a little bit until it runs out of steam and it gives up and you can basically reel it in easier. If you try and pull it in too fast, you'll break your rod or you break your line.
you're
So
right.
Matthew sometimes runs on flesh. You need to let him run a little bit before you try and reel him in.
Wow, you are absolutely right, man. You just need to allow him because I was so surprised. I'm thinking this is a different Matthew between yesterday and today. Asking me, should I give them all up? I'm like, no. I've come to love these women. They are my friends as well. Am I going to do that to them? No, I'm not going to. Never do that. And at least you could feed them all in one house as well, Matthew.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with that.
You know, you've asked Matthew who's your favorite,
Yeah,
and he he's really happy with Bethany,
yeah,
And Bethany's done so much for him. Bethany's
Yeah.
been so loyal to him,
Yeah.
but he has trouble connecting her as a wife as an angel. She's not a human. And so she's been really loyal to him, and she'll be a head wife, and he'll be a good lover, and he'll be good with her. Part of him doesn't think he deserves her and he's worthy of her. Part of him has a blockage because he's an angel. And
Isn't that interesting?
but you heard that beautiful song he wrote about her.
Yeah, that was beautiful. And even though Bethany is an angel, I've come to love her from day one. And I don't care whether she's an angel. She is a Matthew, you are an angel too. And you said it before, Ben. You said sometimes my wing do come out. So you're both angels, Matthew.
Yeah,
You even connect more to her than your other wives.
yeah.
You just don't know. You just get carried away by your
She was the Holy Spirit. She was my Holy
yeah.
Spirit for 20 years.
Yeah, you just get distracted easily. That's just it. You know, just like I always tell you that when you mention Tiffany, the good looking one, I'm like, no, you don't say that, Matthew. You've got 13. You're going to say one is good looking, and then you try and say, oh, yes, the good looking. Then you try to patch up the other one. No, you need to be careful of your words. Man,
Well, he's only had a wife that seduced him, was the witch who was told to take him down.
wow,
And he's had a
wow.
girlfriend that he got engaged with, and she was into American Indians, Chloe. And then she said, Jesus said she can't marry her because you got another wife coming, and you won't marry the other wife if you're with me.
Yeah,
And he said, so can we be friends? And she said, yeah, we can be friends. And they went out to a concert together to see one of his favorite singers. When he
wow,
got home from the concert, she said, Jesus said something that's really made me really sad at the concert. And
wow,
she said, what? She said, Jesus said, if I remain your friend, you'll use me as a crutch.
wow,
Broken, and you need to heal. And so I've got to leave your life. I can't be your friend. But this
wow,
novel you wrote on prostitutes, the fallen one,
wow.
you published that. When I see it in the bookshops, I'll get back in touch with you and we can be friends again. Well, he worked on that novel for 10 years, got ready to publish it, and Jesus said, throw it away. Well, throwing away was, Jesus said, the novel is really bad, Matthew, it's really evil. And if if you publish it, you can never preach. You can preach or you can publish your novel. Matthew cried and threw it away, but he was throwing
Oh, so
away.
you saw that Jesus as well, Matthew. It was not just often. You saw
What?
the tough Jesus. I said you experienced the tough Jesus. It was just not often as I did.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, in that moment when he said throw it away, or you see the other side of
yeah.
Jesus
When,
there.
when Jesus threatened me that I can't suicide, that was a tough
Exactly.
thing.
That's the second time as well. Yeah. So Jesus has got it in him.
Jesus has got a stick.
Yeah. But you know what Jesus told me yesterday or 2 days ago? He really, really thanked me for being his friend and for making this happen. The wedding. He's so happy. So happy. And he said, why could not do, Tolu? You did it. I could not save the world, but you did it. Thank you. You're a better Jesus than I was. And how do you say that out to people? You think I don't hear? I hear, but I can't repeat what I hear.
Yeah, well, that. that 10-minute kiss that he did in front of the whole of
Yeah,
heaven,
yeah.
it won a lot of female heart, and it won every single witch and warlock.
To see him in a different light,
He
isn't
was,
it?
he was kissing a witch passionately, better than any movie he'd ever seen, they'd seen. And every movie they'd seen with a kiss like that, half as long or as long as that, ended in a sex scene.
Yeah.
They saw the same.
They make it look impure, but actually it is pure. But the world has made it look impure,
Yeah.
isn't it?
So he won the hearts of so many, and so many of the girls on earth knew that was coming. So many girls on earth watched that kiss in heaven.
And do you know how long Mary Magdalene has waited for that?
Yeah.
You know
But
how long?
she had the common sense way before, like 3 months before or weeks before, whatever. I've lost track of Earth time and Heaven time, but she was kissing him for a while
It's
before
just
they
not
got
it's
married.
not common sense, Matthew. It's the timing. I don't even think Mary Magdalene and Jesus knew that their wedding was so close. If you remember, is it Monday? I can't maybe I don't know what day. I think maybe Saturday. Yes, it was Saturday when I had Jesus Day. And I was saying, Jesus, why are we still waiting? You've already kissed anyway, so why are we waiting for? And Jesus said, by the time you wake up tomorrow, we'll be married. I don't even think Jesus knew, but I'm always poking.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do
Well,
the same thing to you, Ben, isn't it?
I gotta go to the toilet. Yeah, you've got a lot of questions, Joel.
Yeah.
But what Matthew learned in that song today
Yeah.
was you've always been full of questions. You like questioned the shit out of Ben. I don't
And
know. I don't know if there's anyone in the world more hungry than you.
no, it's it's been inbuilt in me since day one. But I never stopped. But Ben was able to cope with it really well. He never complained. But I know how to walk. I used to ask Jesus a lot of questions as well, Matthew. That's why the conversation goes for 2 hours, 3 hours. It's because I never stop asking him questions. But it was preparing me to be able to do this. Because how will you be able to do 9 hours conversation if you've not done so many of those conversations even before I met you?
Yeah,
Jesus really prepared me well. I've got so much love for him. As now he's like a brother to me.
yeah,
And it will be beautiful if people just, even if you don't understand, just learn to trust God. This is all I can sum up from my own journey. That even though it might look all messed up, even though it might look like Satan is winning, just keep going because you've come a long way. There's no point of turning back. Just
yeah,
keep going because you might be closer. You might just need another step.
yeah.
and you're just there. So, everyone that's thinking you've been trusting God for something and it's not done it yet, don't give up. Believe that your timing will come. And that timing might be today, it might be tomorrow, but it will come. For those yearning for partners in heaven, those who want to have a wife, those who want to have a husband, you receive your partner now.
Yeah. And that happened.
So, Matthew, you said you wanted to know. I don't need to be pushed. I know when to speak. Daniel will do the job and then I will speak. All I just need to do now is to open up my mind, which I have.
Yeah. We've come a long way, haven't we?
We have.
Our relationship has changed over the last few days.
Yeah, it has. I never knew that our relationship can get any better, but it's getting better. We're seeing each other clear. The fact that Matthew even tell me this morning, I was like, I am shocked. Matthew is asking me if he should let go of all of it. So I know I'm not going to do that to him. That would destroy you, Matthew. For some weeks, you you you'll find it difficult. But I appreciate the the mindset, the reason why you wanted to do it. You felt maybe it's not the right way, it's not the right direction. But we don't need to understand everything. I believe that even though it was odd to me, I believe it might be God's plan. Ben, can you resonate with multiple partners? Can you resonate with that?
I can see if they all had a different purpose and
Yeah,
they were all in charge of something different,
yeah,
they're just different departments in
yeah,
ministry.
yeah,
Well, if it was on Earth,
yeah,
a marketing department,
yeah.
a social media department.
Actually, you don't need to go deeper. I've already understand your illustration. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Matthew is the one speaking here, not Ben. Because that's the same answer I always get all the time. Why can't you have friends that will be in marketing department, social department? Why does it have to be wives?
I don't know, understand everything, Tolu.
No, I am just. I mean, I did. I say you understand? You're going to solution now. I am just challenging you on your responses, and you always know Tolu will challenge if she needs to. Ben, do I challenge God?
Yeah.
How does he feel about me challenging him? Does he receive it well?
Yeah, because he trusts you
Yeah,
and he knows you're doing your job
yeah,
and he knows he's asleep and he knows he needs to change.
to be woken up.
So he knows that what he's doing might not be the best.
Hmm.
And he's got faith in Daniel
Wow,
and the inspiration of most of what you do is coming from him.
wow, wow. That's beautiful. My God. So, Ben, I just got an idea. You know, we usually have Sunday conversation with Papa.
Yeah.
So, Sunday's conversation will be you and Papa now.
Okay.
Bec- Because you are doing his role, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly. So, you need to be doing those conversations more than he is doing it now. But
Yeah.
we can start. But I will still bring him in.
Yeah.
But you've got that Sunday to speak to earth and heaven,
Yeah.
wherever message you've got.
Yeah.
I only just received the thought.
Yeah, that's a good one. Matthew can trust your questions and your direction.
Yeah, the only reason why I didn't fully replace you with Papa is because I know he's still lost to have that conversation. So I don't want to take that away from him.
Yeah. He
And
loves he loves his people to hear his voice.
yeah, yeah. So I don't want to take that from him. But you'll be supporting him as well more in those conversations. And it's Sunday. I've got all the time in the world on Sundays. Wow. Speaking with you is always so beautiful, Ben.
Yeah.
You're so easy to speak with.
Yeah, so's Megan for Matthew. Like
Yeah,
you when it's good that you're not insecure. Like normally you'd have to correct yourself and say, well, you too, like it's not just Megan, right? But you already know Matthew really loves talking to you and it's really easy for you to talk. But that's what a good friend Megan is because she just accepts. Her 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 partner Jonathan
yeah.
knows the future of what things are going to be happening and aliens and all the faiths and all combining in unity and everything. Like, he understands all this stuff that it's too complex for Matthew to even get his head around. He's
So
so
why is it why are those understandings not reflective in his music? If he understand it.
oh, he has got music that talks about it. He's got two channels.
Okay, so one is preaching the old wine
Yeah,
and one is preaching
and
the new wine.
one's mystical.
That's interesting. Isn't it, Ben? One is still like, oh, for you guys that still need the old wine, we will still keep refilling your cups. And the ones that are ready to consume the new wine, we will separate it out. That's an interesting way of approaching it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Ben, this is an interesting question for you. When did you know that you truly loved me?
When you received that letter on the first day and it resonated with you, and I felt that I'd communicated what I needed to tell you. I knew if you gave me good feedback on that letter, you'd be mine. And I didn't love you. I wasn't in love with you that day, but I made my decision that day.
Wow.
And you realize Matthew, I couldn't have used Matthew to answer that question if he hadn't heard that song.
So I asked the question at the right time.
Yeah.
Wow. But you remember the letter, isn't it, Ben?
Yeah.
Wow. But you still had to tell me we needed to go each other's way because we've received Jesus, isn't it?
Yeah.
As Lord and Savior. Wow. That's a very interesting.
People people say they receive Jesus as Lord and Savior, but they only receive Jesus as their Savior. They don't receive him as their Lord. Because if they receive him as their Lord, they'd become a bond slave.
Wow. Man.
It's messed up, man.
I
What
can,
messed up heaven is Christianity.
that's true. That is true. And you've watched that out of heaven. And he
Then,
has to remain like
then
that.
Matthew, I'm quite confident Matthew could arrange a broadcast supernaturally that every Christian in the world could receive it, and he could share a message of the new wine and what's happening in heaven and what's going forward, and there'd be less than 10% of 1% who would receive it.
Wow.
Jesus had no idea what he was saying when he was saying those parables.
No. Do you think he has an idea now?
He's starting to see them in a new light.
No, no lie. Wow. That's why that parable, sometimes you write, well, to be candid, I think what I've written, I wrote it thinking about heaven and earth as well. When I wrote my own set of parables,
Yeah.
well, I was trying to explain it the way I understood it. Wow. So it's starting to understand that now.
Yeah, we all need you. We all need you. Nothing goes forward without you. We can't get our wish and dream and our perfect ending without you continuing.
Wow.
As much as Matthew knows about what's meant to happen, as much as he's got his dreams for what will happen, he's
Yeah.
got no clue how to get there. And the people directing you aren't directing him. So he can't step in and take over
Hmm.
because it's not his role.
Wow.
You're the Moses, he's the Aaron.
Wow. Wow. It's interesting. I'm not scared. I
No,
just need to I just need to accept it, open up my heart to receive directions. And I know I'll get directions. In this journey, it has always just been you just listen, go figure, go try it, and it works. Megan wrote a comment in the song I just wrote for you, Ben. Our comment was really long. But one of the things she mentioned said, Tolu, you're such a good songwriter. And I'm thinking, she must be kidding me. I only started writing songs. Is it 6 weeks ago or 5 weeks ago now? I'm not a good songwriter.
yes, you are. Yes, that song is exquisite. And that's why I think Michael and you wrote it, and it wasn't just you.
Wow.
That song is perfect. And I don't think I could, or Michael, or John Lennon could get that song better, which led Matthew to believe that you collaborated on those lyrics and it's not just your work.
Wow. That's beautiful. Things are happening in the spirit realm.
And Megan saying that comes with a lot of weight because Jonathan is an extremely good songwriter.
Mm.
So she's used to seeing good, and for
Wow.
her to say you're really good, she's saying you're as good as Jonathan.
Wow. What does Michael think, Ben?
Michael, think of your song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really good story, and he really loves it. And it does a really good job of explaining your story, not in a whole memoir, but in one song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because his feedback means a lot to me.
yeah. He says it glorifies. It, Michael says not only tells you the story, tells you that Ben mentored you so well that you're still walking in his footsteps,
Yeah.
and he's still leading you home.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's life beyond the grave,
Yeah.
and relationship, and the grave and death doesn't stop relationships.
No. No. You're absolutely right.
And other faiths believe that, but the Christians think that's witchcraft or necromancy.
Yeah. They're free to give it whatever name, because that was what my mom first initially said when she became aware of this ministry with Matthew in the early days. And she spoke to me on phone and she said, Tolu, you can't be doing that. That's necromancy. And I responded to her, you don't know me, mommy. If you know me, you would know that it's not necromancy. And I can't explain it to you because you've not experienced it or you don't know my journey. So just accept it. I will continue to do this because that's my destiny. And that's it. Because I can't explain too much, Michael. She's never going to understand. So what will I be telling her?
Why would you be backing your head against the wall?
Exactly. So you keep it short as simple as pass the message across.
Why does it say somewhere in Proverbs, arguing with a fool makes you a fool?
Absolutely. I'm glad my dad is in heaven because she'll probably be crazy about that idea. Sorry, he would rather be crazy and say, Tolu, what are you doing? But it's good he's in heaven now, so he can reason well with me. And he's even the one pushing me now.
Yeah. Well, God has instituted key people and key relationships, and He speaks through all of them to give you direction and
Yeah,
encouragement.
yeah.
And necromancy may be evil, but it really works well.
Eh, oh, you are spirit. We are spirit. And that's why we don't die. You just change location. So why can't you still contact that person in that location? It's
Yeah.
just like you speak, Matthew. Have you ever wondered that how do you dial a number on your phone and the other person can pick it at the other side? Maybe someone in Nigeria can hear what I'm saying from my lounge ear. Have you ever wondered what is happening? How is the message carried over? It's impossible. So if we are even working in miracles, that's like telepathic, wherever the message is passed across, yes, you can hear it. But how did the message go from your phone to that person's phone?
Yeah.
That's the same thing with speaking to heaven.
Yeah.
I love you, Michael. So do you
Yeah.
think you had an input on that song, Michael? Did we write it together?
Yeah.
Did Wow.
We had a collaboration. Ben worked on it too.
Wow.
We did an extra special job on that one.
Wow.
You notice it wasn't Christianese and it wasn't religious.
No, no.
Most Christians would not accept it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the fact I even call God Papa, they don't even know who I'm referring to because they don't see God as Papa in that song. So if I've said, oh, God was leading us, I use Papa.
yeah.
I hope more people call him Papa in heaven. People can just retire the word God. So because God just creates that obstacle, it puts barrier.
Matthew,
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 Matthew still called God God, and I am surprised that after 3 years, when are you going to see him as a father and no longer God? How many years will it take for your heart to heal?
I could call him Abba.
Yeah, change it, evolve, Matthew. I love Abba, by the way.
You poke, don't you?
Come again.
You poke, don't you,
Yeah, I do poke a lot. Who is speaking now? Is it Michael?
Matthew?
Matthew, oh yes, you know me by now, Matthew. You know I do poke. So you shouldn't be surprised. But you have to poke to be able to get the real information. If you don't know how to poke, people will just be giving you the superficial answer, responses. So you want to go deeper. So to go deeper, you need to poke.
How much longer do you think we're going to go? Because I'm really tired now.
I said two, maximum 2.5 hours. So let's say 30 minutes more.
Right. Yeah, I could really do with finishing in 30 minutes because I'm
Yeah.
getting so tired I'm falling asleep.
Don't worry, I will wake you up as you sleep. You could tell Tiffany to sit beside you to keep pinching you to wake you up.
Yeah.
I'm poking again.
Yeah, that's all right.
Michael, do I poke you as well?
Yeah, well, if poking actually means asking questions until you get the real answer,
Yeah,
you do that to everyone.
I do that for everyone. And do you think I get my answers? Do I get what I'm after?
Depends how much they trust you.
You're right. That's why I don't tell Matthew a lot of things that I do here. Matthew wants to know, but I know Matthew is going to carry the message across to somewhere else. So they can trust me. I'm a keeper of secret.
You got that terminology happening.
Yeah, my brain works really fast. I just need to hear it and I pick it up. Somebody said it between yesterday and today. Who said it? Is it Ben?
I said it or someone said it.
Yeah. So it just stuck in
Really,
my brain.
a real high delegation gift by God. By God, there's very few keeper of secrets.
Yeah. And Emmanuel and Ben, they're very good at that.
Yeah, they are.
Extremely good.
Yeah,
Delilah would have not been able to
really
get.
happy. Like spending time with Emmanuel. I've never seen him like this before.
Oh, who's speaking? Is that
Mi-
Michael?
Michael, yeah,
Ah,
yeah,
you've never seen him
he's
this happy.
really happy. Yeah,
Even after his wedding, he wasn't as happy as you see him now.
no.
Wow.
How could he be happy meeting God and having no solution for God all the time?
Wow.
Vanessa was a really beautiful woman to marry him in that state.
Yeah, absolutely. Because she took a risk.
Yeah. Well, she's got more faith. as an ex-witch converted to the love of God, she's
Yeah.
got superior faith than any Christian you'll meet.
Yeah.
Because they're used to serving their God and obeying their God. If they found a God that's better, they serve and obey. They don't have to be taught how to crucify the flesh or live a surrendered life or live as a bondservant.
They're already used to doing that.
You got to be a bondservant to work for Lucifer.
Wow.
And
So he's
even though he's a cruel master, he gives them what they want.
wow.
So it's a
That's
trade-off. Do you want success? Do you want
wow.
Grammys? Do you want the world to praise you? Yeah, well, do it this way.
Wow. You're right. You're speaking from experience, isn't it, Michael?
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah. Have you seen a change in Ben as well?
Yeah, he's happier now. Matthew's got a song he wrote with Malalia, and I know you don't really do things Matthew tells you to do, but it would be a really good song for you to listen. It's a song from Ben, and uh, yeah,
How did Ben's song go to Malaysia? Is it the first one? Agony.
no, it's another one he wrote after that when Agony didn't when Agony got so edited that
Oh, you mean the one that he wrote for me?
yeah,
That Ben wrote for me.
yeah,
That did not something something. You
yeah.
sent me.
Did you like that one?
Yeah, you sent me the lyrics. I did have the mind of working on the lyrics and recreating it, but I've forgotten about it. So you reminded me now because I've forgotten about that song. Because that song was part of the original, so it was like it was separated out, so it became two songs. Yeah, yeah, I remember the song. Yeah, yeah. That death did not separate us; it rather propelled us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's a good
I,
song.
yeah, it is. It is. But it's very difficult for one to believe that death was going to propel us.
No, yeah.
I thought it was going to destroy us.
Well, you know, God in His foreknowledge allows Satan to do things to make us better.
Wow. Do you think God allows Satan to do all of these things to him as well to make him better? That's a tough question, isn't it?
Well, all I can say is all things work together for good for those who love God and called according to His purpose. God can even stand on that verse, even if He's mentioned in it.
So is that Matthew speaking there?
Probably.
Yeah. So the way you've answered that question, someone that is not a Christian listening to this will have no clue of
Yeah.
what that response is. Let me ask Ben, maybe Ben can answer it in a different way. Ben, can you answer the question? Do you think God allows Satan to break him to make him a better God?
Well, I'm not getting this from Daniel. I'm just getting this from my own common sense. And I'm
Yeah.
going to answer it from what I feel. There's a quote that says, "What doesn't break us makes us stronger."
Wow.
And how could God relate to broken people,
Yeah.
got to the end of themselves,
Yeah.
needed to reach out to something more powerful to help him
Wow.
relate to people like that if it hadn't happened to him too. So even though it's devastating, probably something God never planned, and he wasn't happy and he felt such a failure for allowing to happen,
Yeah.
good can come of it and make him a better God.
Absolutely.
But you've got to lead him to that place.
I've got to lead God to that place.
Yeah.
Wow. Do, do you do you guys get me involved in a lot of decisions in heaven?
Is this Ben or Michael you're asking?
Ben. Ben.
Not really. There's not much to do in heaven. Sometimes I think it's only Charlie that's working.
Wow.
And now all the training Charlie has got to be rewritten and repackaged.
Hopefully it won't be too much work.
Yeah.
I think Charlie needs a mixture of workers from different faiths
Yeah.
to unify to see how we can build a central message. And one music can be applicable to everyone.
Yeah.
If we just take religion out of it, just write music from a perspective of how a contemporary musician will write his music.
Yeah.
Contemporary musician, all those they are not thinking, I'm writing it for Christian. Taylor is not thinking, I'm writing this for Christian. I'm writing this for witches. Taylor is writing it for all of our fans.
Yeah.
So we need to get to that understanding where one message can meet everybody's needs.
Yeah. How long have we got to go now?
You know the time, Matthew.
No, I've lost track of when it's going to end.
20 minutes.
Can we finish now, please?
Okay. Before we finish, I will finish. Just give me 2 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
So thank you, Ben. Thank you for giving me your time. I really appreciate it. And thank you, Michael. And Matthew, of course. I really appreciate you doing this for me. So
Did it
I
did it help? Did it make you happy?
really, really made it's the best birthday gift I've ever received. So you can close.
Thank you, Lou. I'm really getting so tired. It was hard to